Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League showcasing another very powerful team featuring Shadow Kanto Ninetales running the brand new Scorching Sands ground type Scald clone. It will be serving as the lead on this team to protect our back two from the steals. And speaking of, we've got Jellicent on the safe swap here to draw out any potential steel types that may be lurking in the back. Most notably Registeel, first and foremost. Jellicent can put in work there so that Azu doesn't have to deal with a potential Registeel because we're not running Hydro Pump. I seriously considered it, but I said, let's see how Ice Beam goes, and it actually ended up working out on Azu. And I know many of you are itching to get in those comments to say one lantern and this team absolutely loses, but we'll see some lanterns here in this video. But we are not staring at a lantern here. We're staring at a Lickitung that it looks like they played to a CMP tie that they do not win, and they did. We do tank a body slam from a Lickitung, no problem. We're gonna let this go, and we do reach our moves at the same time. So gonna be careful of a catch. Oh, they mistimed it. I was gonna hold on anyways, but I decided to chip this Gligar here to allow Jellicent a fighting chance because Gligar does outpace, and of course with Surf, yeah, we certainly one shot from this range. So gonna let this first dig go, but I do want to leave this matchup with a Surf or close to a Surf. We do not throw with proper timing. You'll want to be throwing on odd numbers if you run a 3-turn up against a 2-turn. But we're just going to look to load up here to leave this matchup with a move or close to a move. Going to shield this Aerial Ace up. That would be lights out for our Jelly. And we do have the back-to-back. So even if they want to shield this, they will not flip switch here up against our Jellicent. And they do not want to shield, they let it go, cutting the losses, and we accomplished our goal of wanting to leave with a move to chip the very tanky Lickitung. And we will not make it to another move, which gives them a body slam here. They leave here with a move, and we're going to let this go. We are going to let this go because one of my all-time favorite content creators put out a team with a Licky lead, a Gliscor safe swap, and a Gligar safe swap, and a Gliscor in the back. King IV put this team out. Looks pretty solid. This is King IV's new favorite team for Season 16, so I was making a team read, knowing that Azu in the back was not going to have any problems with a potential Gliscor lurking, and we do let that first move go, but that Licky is still hanging on by a thread, so we have to tread a little bit lightly here. They are not completely energy dry. They do have a little bit of residual energy, so I want to leave this matchup pretty close to an Ice Beam, if at all possible. So they are just spamming off these Aerial Aces, going to throw one and then a move. I think that's going to get us close enough to get the clean victory here. We say bye-bye to the Gliscor, and we are just a couple of bubbles off from the move. This is going to be taking care of that Licky. And so far, so good. We're saying bye-bye to the Licky as well, courtesy of Azu in the back. Azu, as strong as it has ever been for Season 16. Good game, well played. Yeah, I had to try out Scorching Sands on my Shadow Ninetales here. And here we go, another Lickitung lead. This is not a good lead for our Ninetales, as Lickitung just outbulks this thing. We do not win this on even shields or even energy, so it takes a team effort between Azumarill and your Ninetales. They let our first move go, and we're going to let their first move go, as we do survive no problem. And going to look to get off another Weather Ball. They should survive another Weather Ball. That is just the power of Lickitung in the Great League, about as tanky as it gets. So I'm not anticipating a shield here. And, I don't know if they definitely had a move, but they didn't choose to throw it. They either lagged a turn or intentionally stopped attacking to give this Surfetched more farm. Either one of those could be the case, but whether it doesn't matter. We're pressuring a shield either way. And we are going to look to align our Azumarill onto the Surfetch. This thing, trouble for our backline, as it does have access to Leaf Blade, which does hit for super effective. It hits pretty darn hard at that, but we have the shield advantage. Gonna let this first one go. We are resisting this fast move pressure. And we're going to look to start throwing up shields here. I'm thinking there's maybe a Medi in the back. That's a very strong team from a few seasons back. Licky, double fighter with Surfetched and Medi. So that's what I'm reading. I'm going to pressure that final shield, and I do believe we will go shields down here to get rid of this Surfetched. So yeah, we do shield this, predicting a Medi in the back, and gonna throw on alignment just to get rid of the Surfetched. Most trainers expect you to throw one and then the move, which is proper timing, so that's why we do that. Taking out the Surfetched, a massive obstacle out of the way, and it's not the classic line. Instead of Medi, they've got a Shadow Gliscor in the back, so we're just gonna force them to throw here. Arguably could have just immediately swapped as well. That would have been fine. But yeah, either way, it's over. They're not making it to an Earthquake. And even if they did, it would not one-shot our very tanky jellyfish here. We are saying bye-bye to yet another Gliscor, courtesy of our Jellicent. You love to see it. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Had a lot of fun with my Shadow Ninetales. It's an excellent answer to the very strong steel types in the meta, obviously. But here we go. Sableye lead here. We don't win CMP tie, so we're going to catch, predicting them to try and play to a CMP tie that they definitely win. That's a brilliant catch onto Azu. I don't recommend safe swapping Azu if you don't have Hydro Pump just. And it's even more risky because a lot of Sableye leads have a Reggie in the bag, so... Took a bit of a risk that paid off, as it does not seem that they do have a Reggie in the back. They've got a Deoxys, so we do have quite the energy lead on this thing here. We do survive a Thunderbolt, no problem from this Deoxys, so we will let this go and just play out the zeros here. Gonna go for another Play Rough. They will survive this Play Rough. And they're going to have to throw another move. They are not farming us down with resisted counters, so they will likely have to debuff themselves if they want to win Switch here. But we're not too concerned with Switch. We're just going to let this go and come back in with our Shadow K9 and get even more of an energy lead on this Sableye here. Expecting that to come back, and they do, and they do have a move here. They loaded up before they swapped out, so we will shield this, as Sableye is way too healthy for our Jellicent to address, I would say. And I thought that they were one off, so we play to a CMP tie that we do not win. I was slightly off on my count, so we have to go down 2 shields to get rid of the Sableye. Gonna undercharge and see if we can get that energy back, but they are not sticking around for that. Good on them. They've got a Gligar in the back. Gonna look to get off this Weather Ball and grab a shield from the Gligar here. And they do throw to deny us the energy, not wanting to go completely down on shields. And I don't blame them. They don't know what we have in the back. But I'm thinking Jelly will do just fine here. We will make it to 2 moves, and that's we only need 1. We need 1 for the shield and 1 to KO here. We will easily survive a dig from the Shadow Gligar here. And going to throw 1 in the move, which is proper timing. This will undoubtedly get the shield here. But we only need 1 more Hex to get that Surf off. And this is lights out for this poor Gligar here. This would absolutely KO, no problem. And now it's going to be a race. Can we Hex down with neutral Hexes? And we do. Jellicent coming in clutch to bring that one home. Holy smokes, that was a really fun game. Good game, well played to them. Yeah, my major concern with leading Ninetales was protecting it from Medicham, so that's what we have in the back. And that's not a good lead either. Charizard, not good for our Ninetales. And a Lantern counter swap is even worse. Holy smokes. This is not looking good. Charizard's not good because it's resisting the fast move pressure and can spam off those Dragon Claws quite fast. And obviously, we know why Lantern is not good for this Jelly, so not off to a good start here. Going to try our best, though. They do let our first Shadow Ball go, and now we're going to look to bait and try to make a play for Switch. That is wishful thinking, but we have to try our best here. Especially knowing that they have a Shadow Charizard, which is not known for its bulk. I was hoping that maybe they would give us Switch and save the shields for squishy Shadow Charizard. So we're gonna double bait here and really hope. No, they're not messing around. They're like, no, buddy, I'm taking switch here. Not gonna happen. So yeah, they're likely reading that we are terribly weak to a Lantern, which I knew going in. But I like a bit of a challenge, and it's not a big deal. Not every team will be perfect. We do tank a Surf, no problem. Shields are down on both ends. We're going to farm down, get ahead on energy here, expecting that Charizard going into Azu, and they've got a Chestnut in the back. Holy smokes, guys. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is just not going to happen. We are hard countered at every turn. Holy smokes. The RPS phenomenon strikes yet again in the Great League. Holy smokes. Not going to happen. We're going to save you the trouble of watching that absolute annihilation. Not going to happen. Good game, well played to them. Yeah, I was totally prepared to overcome a Lantern challenge, but not a total RPS line. That was a bit brutal. But we had an amazing lead. Holy smokes, they had a Shadow Scizor. That's about as good of a lead as you could ever want for a Ember Shadow Kanto Ninetales. We bank some energy and we make the play into, or actually they safe swapped Vigoroth, excuse me, and we banked a move, and now we're here on our Azu, soaking up Body Slam after Body Slam. Gonna look to go for the Ice Beam bait. It is slightly less expensive than the Play Rough. And I don't think that we will be able to farm this thing down here. And it does have quite the energy lead on us as well. And they do thoroughly outpace. So we are going to shield here to control that juicy alignment that we got. Holy smokes, they had a Shadow Scizor. That's about as good as you can get for a fire type. So we're loaded. We don't have Hydro Pump, but that is okay. This thing is about as squishy as it gets. Even resisted damage is often meaningful, doing about 40% of its health. And they will farm us down with neutral bullet punches here. So now we are obviously going to come back in with our Ninetales. Not going to throw the move, expecting an aggressive swap. And I thought about throwing the Scorching Sands, but I decided to bank the energy on this Shadow Swamper that they had lurking in the back. Gonna shield up the EQ out of caution. We do want to play it safe here and try and get some of those shields down, knowing that we have a move stored on our Kanto Ninetales. Gonna bait with a Surf to try and grab a shield, but they are not falling for it. Oh, I think that was a mistake. I think they should have shielded that. Swampert was where their win condition was, knowing that they don't have alignment. They're going to go for the EQ. It does not KO, even from a Shadow. It has been nerfed. And we leave with loaded energy. They still have 2 shields, but I suspect we will begin grabbing their shields if they have any hope of doing anything. But yeah, I'm just going to let you know there is no hope for this thing. Because if they shield this next Surf, we can do a combo play because we had the move stored. And this will absolutely KO an entire generation of Scizors. We're saying bye-bye to the Shadow Scizor, courtesy of our Fire-type Kanto Ninetales. You love to see it. Good game. Well played to them. Kanto Ninetales was putting in the work for sure. Very fun Pokemon. Here we go, picking up a positive lead. We've got a nerfed Noctowl here on the lead. We do win this in the 2s and the 0s, so this is a positive lead for sure. And we're going to throw on 8 of their wing attacks, predicting that they would overfarm by 1, as most Noctowl trainers do. And we will let this go. As I mentioned, we do win the 2s and the 0s. So we have no problem taking out this Owl, especially knowing that we have a Ghost type in the back. So now we will look to overfarm by 1, but they predicted and caught that onto a Diggersby. So very nice catch by them, but we had an Azu lurking in the back. Azu in the back, quite lethal in Season 16 of Go Battle League for the Great League. Oh my goodness. Azu, as strong as it has ever been. This thing is back in full force. We tank a Hyper Beam, no problem from the Diggersby, as Diggersby does not hit particularly hard. Gonna go for the super effective Ice Beam here. They survive that, as they are about as tanky as it gets. And we're gonna go for the farm down. They will not make it to another Hyper Beam in time. This is just a Scorching Sands, and we will leave this matchup with minimal health and loaded energy. Now we have to be careful. We're not going to instant throw. Not going to happen. They tried to fool us. They brought in an ice type to try and catch that double resisted damage. Not going to happen. They've got an unnecessarily nerfed Walrein lurking in the back. So they do get a healthy farm. And we are going to throw in our Ninetales because we will make it to a move. We are resisting this fast move pressure. They know that. Keeping excellent track of our energy, they will throw to deny us the energy. Now it's all up to Jellicent to make this happen on the unnecessarily nerfed Walrein here. Gonna let this go. A nerfed Earthquake, not gonna do it, and neither will a resisted Icicle Spear. They tried to bait us, but we do not intend to shield up against this thing. We're gonna bait ourselves here. And even if they let it go, it'll do enough resisted damage to get the job done as it does there. We wanted to keep shields up for this Noctowl, which has loaded energy. Now we will begin to rip off these Surfs. We only need one to get this done. And yeah, we will throw up a shield. It would feel awfully bad if we tried to call a Sky Attack with shields up and they ended up Hail Marrying a Shadow Ball. That would have been awful. Not going to happen. Going to go for this next Surf here. If they want to put up a fight, they will shield. And we are just one off from the next Surf. All we have to do is shield up this move. They will not make it to another move. And this is just about nighty-night. Sleep tight for this nerfed Noctowl here. And yeah, this team puts in the work. We say bye-bye to the unnecessarily nerfed Owl. Good game. Well played to our opponent. K9, one of the better Steel-type answers that you can run, especially with the Scorching Sands buff with Season 16. This thing was a lot of fun, but not with a Diggersby lead. Holy smokes. This is not a good lead for us, so we are going to have to get out of here at some point. We are going to look to chip, though. It takes a team effort up against Diggersby. Tried to perhaps catch, but they held on to the energy wisely held on to that energy. Good on them. We do survive a Scorching Sands, no problem. They chip and dip into a Sableye. An excellent answer to our Jellicent here. We are loaded, gonna go for the hard-hitting neutral Shadow Ball with Stab, and we grab an early shield from them. They do survive that. So they did not necessarily need to shield that, but generally trainers want to shield their Sableye to preserve the health and allow it to get off that big damage. So we do cut the losses, let our Jellicent go, and we will shield up their Foul Play. Would not quite KO, but it would be getting us dangerously low, and we will throw before they get to another move here. Gonna go for the Weather Ball with Stab. This should just about be enough to say bye-bye to the Sableye. And they do come back in with the Diggersby. They've got residual energy, so we're gonna look to make a catch here. They were building to 9, so we do catch that Scorching Sands onto our Azu. We have to make something happen here, and they've got a Froslass lurking in the bag. So this is looking pretty good. We still have to play carefully. Azumarill, generally a decent answer to Froslass, as we do resist this fast move pressure. And even with that chip damage from that Diggersby, with our extreme bulk, they are still going to need 2 moves to take out our Azumarill before we can take them out. But I do suggest that they let us take them out because they're throwing a move. This is a misplay. They should let us take them out so that Diggersby can get more farm. That would have given them the best chance, but instead they just give us the farm, allowing us to get even that much more of an energy lead on this Diggersby. And this is just about nighty-night. Sleep tight. They are not making it to another move because we made a very clutch catch onto our Azu. We need the back-to-back. If they want to put up a fight, they will shield this Weather Ball, and they do, but we had another one locked and loaded for this Diggersby here. Holy smokes. Kanto Ninetales putting in the work. We're saying bye-bye to the Diggersby, courtesy of our Shadow Ninetales. Yet again, this thing was a lot of fun. Good game, well played to our opponent. Not only was I wanting to try out Scorching Sands on K9, but I've also been wanting to give Azu a try here in Season 16. But we had a juicy Froslass lead to make a play into a Diggersby, and again, why I love Azu in the back these days in the Great League. It is quite lethal, as much of the new meta is very much weak to Azu. So they get off a Scorching Sands, and they do get the attack drop. Very fortunate for them, as it is now a Scald clone, so you do get that 30% chance to lower the attack. They let our Ice Beam go, and we're just going to let their moves go and look to play out the zeros here. Maybe if they want to make a play for Switch, maybe even grab a shield advantage here. Going for this next Ice Beam, it has been debuffed, so they should survive this. Actually, no, that probably, I think that would have KO'd, even debuffed. And we're going to let this next move go. We do survive, and they will not be able to farm down. We are just too darn tanky, guys. I'm telling you, the bulk on Azu is quite clutch in the Great League, and they're gonna try and keep Switch, but we don't really need Switch. All we needed was a shield advantage because Jellicent up a shield will dominate that Froslass, and they've got a Lantern in the back, so this is where Scorching Sands is coming in clutch for us. We are well ahead on energy for this Lantern. We are a Shadow. It is going to be doing big damage to the Lantern. Holy smokes. That was brilliant, and now we know we have an energy lead. Gonna try and grab that Vital Shield. That's just gonna make it a lot easier for our Jelly. Gonna play to a CMP tie here, and all we need is a resisted Shadow Weather Ball, I should say, to take out this Lantern. But they shield, and that is okay. We're golden here. We're good. We are A-okay here. We're gonna let this go. Jelly up a shield, we'll take out that Froslass, but we don't even need the shield. We're just gonna farm this Lantern down. We don't have to shield this Surf, but I want a shield to let them know it's not gonna happen. This Shadow Ball here will take out this Froslass with ease, no problem. We get to this, and we're saying bye-bye to the Froslass as well, courtesy of our Jellicent. You absolutely love to see it. Good game, well played to our opponent. Scorching Sands was a brilliant addition to the charge move pool of Kanto Ninetales. And here we go, another reason why K9 is excellent in the current meta. People love leading with Shadow A/, and Kanto Ninetales gobbles that thing up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They safe swap a Medi, so I think we all know what this team is. Most likely an opposing Azu in the back. So we are here with our Jelly on this Medi. They cut the losses as that is not a flippable matchup. We tanked a Nerf Psychic on the way to taking out that Medi. And they come back in with the Sand Slash. We are well ahead on energy, so why not bait, as they love to shield these A-Slashes. That is generally the strat with these teams. And they shielded up the Surf bait and did not like that one bit. Holy smokes, as they do promptly top left. I don't know what was in the back, but I do suspect an Azu, and we would have been okay with the shield advantage. And yeah, that is the team, my friends. 5-0 with Scorching Sands, Kanto Ninetales. We are running Legacy Ember on it, as that is recommended with the Shadow. The Shadow Embers are no joke, my friends. So as you can see, Lantern not a problem either, unless they have a full-on RPS line where you have no shot whatsoever at every turn. That RPS team did not work out. Had a Lantern, but we got redemption up against another Lantern team, which we did win. So it does take a team effort, a bit of a challenge, but not impossible. Scorching Sands made that Lantern matchup quite nice for our K9. We were going to take it out if we had chosen the shield. So yeah, not too bad. Lantern, not a big deal at all. We paired it with two bulky water types. K9 on the lead protects Azu from the steel. They make for a very strong core, as it also protects Azu from the rare grass type that you may run into. Azu protects K9 from any potential dragons that may be lurking, as well as Metachams. So I wanted optimal Metacham coverage, as those counters from Medi are no joke. And yeah, you pair all that together, that's a recipe for a lot of success as well as a lot of fun in the Great League. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.